what these guys are going to do is explain to you the work that Jared's been doing on the process in the House, and why we know what they're trying to do is pass a bill, not just through the Senate, but through the House without conference. The evidence is in what Jared is going to say. I have to go because finally, at what time is it? 10 o'clock, after 8 years of saying they want to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, at 10 o'clock at night, they have finally revealed what they're going to do. So we need to find out what's in there.
doing it right
So
now.
take it away, you guys.
So,
Thanks, Corey.
Go, you're very welcome.
so Congressman, thanks for coming over.
Sure.
You serve in the House of Representatives,
That's right.
and you serve on the,
The Rules
Rules
Committee,
Committee.
that's right.
now as Senator Booker and I know, we don't have a Rules Committee here in the Senate.
We have no rules.
We have no rules, almost literally. But the way the Senate works is very different from the way the House works.
Yeah.
So we started seeing notifications this afternoon, things on Twitter, things on Facebook, things our staff are sending us, that the House had adopted a martial law rule.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Boy, the House is a very rules-based place. So we had an Intelligence Authorization Act. In the rule for that, we put something called a martial law or same-day provision, meaning
Same day,
meaning if something comes from the Senate anytime Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, the next 4 days, if something comes from the Senate, we don't need any notice to consider it directly on the floor of the House. It could be considered within hours
So cut to
without
the chase.
notice. Okay.
Why is that important?
So here's the deal. We had heard that Mitch McConnell was going around saying that he had assurances from Speaker Ryan that they somehow weren't going to bring this bill up, they were going to go to conference. So we heard that in time for our meeting on this bill where they were slipping this same-day authorization in. And what we did is we offered an amendment. The Democrats, there's 4 of us
Right.
on that committee. We offered an amendment.
That's what this is.
That's right. That limited their same-day authority to motions to go to conference.
Okay.
Which is exactly what Mitch McConnell had said that Speaker Ryan was going to do. So we would have limited that. So they couldn't have brought up the Senate bill. They couldn't have added something to the Senate bill. They couldn't have just passed it. They only could have done a motion to go to conference Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Okay?
So if, as is being promised to some of the Republicans here,
That's right.
the only thing they meant to do was go to conference, they would have voted for this motion.
That's right. And we said, you know what? Show your cards, right? Put it up. This is what McConnell said, Ryan said. Rules Committee is also called the Speaker's Committee because the Speaker uses it to manage the House. 9 Republicans, 4 Democrats. It has a supermajority under the tight control of the Speaker. It's usually it's an arm of leadership. And we said, you know what? If this is what Speaker Ryan promised to Mitch McConnell, let's do that. Let's limit this rule, this same-day authority rule, to a motion to go to conference. So that's all we would be able to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On a party line vote, they voted it down. They voted it down.
So every single Republican voted.
Every single Republican voted it down, meaning whatever you guys pass, if you pass something tonight,
Right.
the House can do anything with it, including passing it without notice.
Got it.
On Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday.
Got it.
No notice, same day, the House can pass it. And if there truly was this agreement that Mitch McConnell is indicating that he says there is, why didn't they just simply put that own restriction in there so that even so they could go back to their own senators and say, look, the House even adopted this procedure where that's all they can do. That would have been smart of them if that's what they meant, right? But they didn't. Instead, they defeated that measure. And so literally, there's nothing to stop the House from passing the Senate bill. We've already been notified that we're staying in town. They told us to cancel our flights, be ready. So, again, if it was a motion to go to conference, we could do that. We could do that right away. But it could very well be passage of the horrible Senate non-bill bill. I mean, nobody knows what's in it. It's not a real health care bill.
Now that it's just been revealed, and that's where,
Yeah.
right, that's where Senator Bennett just went, is
Yeah.
to find out finally what's in it. We had a press conference earlier today that some of us got to watch where 4 Republicans stood up and said, we don't support this so-called skinny repeal bill. We think it's a disaster. We think it'll crash the markets. We don't agree with it, but we're willing to vote for it to go to conference. And what you've just helped us understand, Congressman, is that there was an opportunity earlier today for the Rules Committee, under the direction of the Speaker, to say, that's what we're doing, we're going to conference. They voted the other way.
Very straightforward. It was no tricks. It would have limited to go to conference. That's what the vote would have been. They voted it down. So they can do anything with this bill, including pass it into law without notice.